Hello everyone and welcome to this match of Rivals Pro. Very deep in the second week now. This is a lower bracket round 3 match between Mehdi and Papierfresse with map banning scheduled to start in less than 1 minute, but we already have the first ban now, which is Haven Island. But while we are running down the remaining bans and picks, I would like to welcome my co-caster and admin for this match, ChrisX3.
Hello. Good morning, gamers. It's 2 p.m., but whatever.
It's good enough, or like morning enough for gamer hours.
Yeah, fair enough.
And like day 2 of Ambrose grind and IRL always being IRL. But we are going through the bans now. Miami is the second one, chosen by Papier, so we won't see Haven or Miami. And still in the season 2 maps, Isle of Sgáil will be the first map chosen by Mehdi. Which is followed by Hokkaido by Papier. Definitely the fan favorite of this 7, already fan favorite map pool. Of course, it is the community chosen shortlist of competitive maps, but Hokkaido definitely the top so far. And we won't see Berlin, and it is now Papier's choice to decide the decider. It is either Sapienza or Whittleton Creek now.
Yeah, I think I was kind of expecting. I guess the only thing that surprises me here is the fact that Papier didn't pick Sapienza, but everything else is kind of going how I would expect.
We will see Sapienza, but not as a guaranteed second map, rather the not so guaranteed decider in case of a 1-1 score. That will be the no time limit affair which decides who moves on in the lower bracket.
I need to grab picks and bans from both the players here. Player 2 is Papier, so he'll go first.
Just very quietly typing in the Twitch links, and I get a second try on Mehdi's Twitch, which I'm very proud of.
Great ban from Papier here.
Uh-oh. I feel like this is the reaction we used to get when Rocky has been playing in.
Yeah, no, it's definitely in the same vein for sure.
Oh, and I cannot wait. A very small public service announcement. It is, of course, just over 24 hours after Ambrose Island was opened to the public, and for the remainder of this tournament, we will not use the items from that map.
So you've got a ban from Mehdi I don't think I've seen so far in this tournament, and one that's not a complete joke. So I think that'll be...
I am very much intrigued.
A little bit more typing in admin messages, and then we'll be ready to go here.
So I suppose it's not Neobara's machete. Otherwise it would be a bit longer.
You know, no, I didn't even remember that was an item in the game. Thanks for reminding me.
It's that annoying moment when...
It'll be my ban in the next match.
You're welcome. I just know because it's annoying that it looks the same as the regular machete, but can't bring it in because it is named differently.
That would be a big help in Santa Fortuna, at least.
Yeah, for sure. So as always, it is a best of 3, first to 1.5. Realistically first to 2, so Sgáil and then Hokkaido guaranteed to be played.
Alright. Yeah, so our bans are the iridescent katana, the RGB light up sword, and all coins from Mehdi.
That's... Yeah, I feel like unknowingly or knowingly they made my dream come true, because I think the previous cast we did see the Masamune ban, I think in Hokkaido, or did we consider it from some players, and then I think it's on the same vein, yeah?
There was a Masamune ban in a match that I admin, at least.
So it is... Okay. It's definitely a meme ban, but if you want to force a meaning to it, it is now one less item which you can confuse the regular katana with, so we won't see the wrong item kill, or not as likely.
And then I will create this overlay so it'll work there.
Yep, players are live, getting ready. We can see Papier testing his, well, not trademark, because I don't think he was the first one, that would be Meme Junkie, but it's a very familiar strat to him, the Arc member start, which we can show now here. And he's just in the loading screen raiding the first map.
We quintuple check if this spin is legal. Okay, this is good and proper.
I love that because it's a difficult choice and had to be double checked, which is always the case. We want to have correct kills for all the spins, but already makes me intrigued because it's probably not a lethal melee item or a neck snap or a regular firearm kill.
Well, even on Berlin, where everything is legal, even if there's no too large firearms, I still check anyways because paranoia.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Don't want to have the... Oh, sorry?
Love to see Mehdi again with the his solution issues in his country with streaming, but pretty nice perspective we got here.
I'm almost used to it by now. We just, I guess, one match by one, we keep allowing it. He doesn't ask it before every match, of course, but now it's like a familiar sight. And one day we will look back at this as the first pioneer, and then just opens up Twitch streaming for hundreds of millions of people. But for now, this is a loose bracket round 3 match. Their tournament life is on the line, and starting in Isle of Sgáil, we will find out the last player of the top 6, 2 up there still in the winner's bracket and 4 down here in the lower bracket. Here's the first spin of the match, Chris.
Yeah, it's going to be Zoe Washington Explosion Accident as the Raider, Sophia Washington Fall as the Arc member. So 1 easy kill, 2 easy disguises, and then you just got to make sure you know what you're doing for that fall kill on Sophia for the most part.
Yeah, fall is definitely a nice kill, and glad we made a choice there, I guess, back in the day, which we do need to have our condition update, but it's certainly fine here, and I love the different Sophia approaches. And Mehdi starting Arc member, and I did have
Papier ask me if gold brick gold bar counted as a coin. Like, well, it has coin properties, but so do a lot of other things, so I don't think that should be counted.
Yeah, I think good ruling there, because it's similar because of the property, but it does things differently. Of course, the KO property is what counts, and I think this is why or how the briefcases are all fine, of course, as well, and the phones, which are the same. Well, exactly one player with sound. I guess we can work with Papiers, who's starting Architect, and keeping Sophia up, which probably just a long setup for radio isolation, and then the double dump, the first of which won't be lethal and kind of annoying, and these 3 NPCs would react or will react to Sophia being dumped, so Papier just the long setup before that. Mehdi, on the other hand, just getting rid of Zoe with his isolation, and need to drag her and her guard, of course, a bit out of the way. But once that's done, it's easy to enter and exit this room, and he'll come back with the propanes soon enough. Now Mehdi going all the way up there, and I think, yeah, it's going to be a last ditch effort for the radio, and I think he's a bit late. No, not late. I guess the television screen fooled me, but nice second ISO for Mehdi, and then Papier looking for Sofia in a couple of seconds as well.
Yeah, and early on he was setting up Mehdi was setting up the bathroom downstairs, so presumably that's where he's going to be taking Zoe.
The checkpoint guard is Mehdi's choice of disguise, and I guess it's a double. Twice as good because he's the main culprit in the Sofia Fall shenanigans, but and it should be fine, and we'll be going down for that propane. There's at least one. Oh, never mind. The body is found, so by the time the Sofia Fall happens, he'll be back up running. And Papier had a long timing. Of course, the architect start triggers the initial conversation with Sofia about the whichever valley she's been into with her sister. So it's basically a minute. We see it's 3:10 right now for the radio.
And there is Zoe ready to die. She's got the radar disguise, so she should be good to kick that off here.
Probably a bit careful about delayed illegal action. Wanted to wait a couple of seconds, but he's eyeing a disguise around here.
Yeah, all he really needs at this point is to get that ARC member back up there.
Oh, the ARC member. Oh, he did start with the ARC member, so it's in there, free disguise. Or, yeah, I guess it's a bag, and it's gonna take a bit more. That's the guard that I could remember, or I could read. And now there's the ARC member, just careful of the mirrors, but guard is stationary.
Do it. There we go.
So, only the 4 remaining now for Mehdi. And still in the process of waking up. The radar will be somewhat of an issue. Now the question is if the closet is in the radio room or not. And if the gun will be brought out there. And I guess the constant is a problem. Yep.
What? I don't know. What elite guard found the radar? Is there an elite guard out here?
That's a really good question.
What is it? Sophia's guard doesn't start searching for her, does she? Does he?
He doesn't.
Like I mean, not like going to her, but I mean like the random roaming that guards will do.
I actually don't know where he goes, but I don't think he sits down. So I guess that's the random cycle, and then he ended up there for some reason.
I've never had guard find her body before, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe is there a weapon crate out there that something was going to? I don't know.
I think that should be it. Definitely Block has a weapon crate. And then
maybe a briefcase.
I think that should be it. We're gonna piece the story together as Buffy gets the Zoe kill now. Also missing Sofia and tries to get this ARC member. Gets spotted cornering the ARC member while trying to get another ARC member, and the third ARC member found him. Arcception for Papier. And
the constant's going to be a bit of a wrench for Eddie here.
Yeah.
So there's got extra eyes out this window. I'm surprised he gets that dump. And he knows what to do with this fall, it looks like. Yep. And this guy will force the checkpoint, and then he's good to go.
But the constant, I sure hope he doesn't want to go down, but instead through the radio room.
I don't think he should. I've never seen him go down those stairs. I've never seen anyone use those stairs, actually.
white guns from Mehdi, which is green once we are in better lighting, and that's gonna be the lethal down for Mehdi. It's an unfortunate rip for Papier, but I feel like Mehdi has got this either way. It's a 7-12 right now, and we'll get his exit disguise, and helicopter will be available for that sub 8 first try.
Yeah, it's solid. I mean, Sophia fall is always going to add a small bit of extra time. No spin will fall for both targets because they're a little bit inconvenient sometimes, but...
Oh, no helicopter.
And Papier now opting to have that armor disguise on him. It'll be too late. I guess the constant saw the guard being woken up or something.
It's very interesting because he walks through the radio room without any care. So unless it was like a very early body being found which didn't panic the constant enough, it's really hard to say. And just...
Is she going for a custodian disguise now? I think he doesn't want to get spotted by this camera, but...
Yeah, I think that's an open door, just guarded by the, I guess, the custodians in the camera, and... Well, regardless, it's now an empty room.
That head turn.
It's incredible. I just saw a match, not in Rivals Pro, but it basically ended here.
Don't break that door. Oh my goodness.
It does break the door. Still one camera.
There's two bodies on the other side of that door. Please exit. Please exit.
I guess he can't because of the cameras going the long way around. There's an enforcer dot, and there's the exit. Mehdi's out. Against all odds, really.
Action movie exit there.
That was...
Somebody get that in 007.
Quite the adventure for these last 2 minutes. Could have started in an 8, perhaps, but a 9:01, still a first try, and earning the first point. Crazy Isle of Sgáil. And I suppose it can be topped by a Hokkaido spin. It would require 2 steps though. First, of course, the item bans. Papier's choice means that Mehdi will pick an item first. But if the items are crazy enough, I don't suppose that will be the case because the coin and the iridescent katana weren't game changers here, but should there be something crazier, like obviously no key hackers, then we can have potential for something exciting if the conditions require a couple of key hackers. But first, of course, the bans, and Mehdi still with the lead, which could be surprising. Basically just talking about the players here, this is Mehdi's first competition, if I'm not mistaken. And ever since the test he did before his first match, he showed very capable, knowing the strats, and he is now half a point away from his 3rd win in a row. Yes, he lost to you in a winners bracket round 1, but then since then ChrisX, Joker J, and those two have been his wins, and of course just 1-0 lead against Papier. Comeback is still possible, but looking good for the rookie.
So the items banned for us here on Hokkaido are Snail and the Seeker, so nothing on key hackers this time.
And I suppose, yeah, Seeker would be a pistol, but the actual pistol, science pistols, are still allowed, so lots of versatility. The key hacker won't make it too tough there. Can't really imagine a disguise that is too difficult with these bans, so should be on course for a relatively decent Hokkaido.
And my spin set up. Alright, this is good.
Just under 2 minutes now for yet another Hokkaido. Don't think I can stall long enough to tell you how many Hokkaidos we've had, but definitely more matches had Hokkaidos than.
Any falling object Yukis and Haskell disguises?
Wouldn't that be great? Just put me through a psychologist again.
Had a player asking me if it was too late to change their item ban, and I would say so.
Yep. Sounds good. Not sure what would change that decision, but yeah, now it's too late. Obviously, both players have their intentions or made their intentions clear, and just 45 seconds we'll get going again. Yeah, probably one of the Yuki accidents, not even fall, rather falling object and consume poison would be the what the kids call a spicy spin. I suppose we don't have to require players to have the streamer mode on, but Papi got another ping, which is just coming clear, it's not me. So, map number 2, Papi here for his tournament live, trying to win his own pick against Mehdi, and it is indeed a Yuki consume poison as Jason Portman, but the ninja start is fixed with Exoder's explosion as ninja.
So yeah, the only thing was illegal in this tournament was fire for Yuki. Fire for Eric Soders is legal apparently. But yeah, all of this is legal, so somewhat annoying spin, but other than that, I mean, the question is really going to be, are you going to be able to get to the water bottle and to get to Portman before she drinks? My guess would be no, kind of no matter what you do here, but after that point, you're either going second cycle or you're going for the restaurant, I would imagine.
The quote-unquote sushi lure, it's not exactly for ninja start and not exactly later in the run, but I suppose it is still some sort of a trigger, and it's a really good question indeed about the consume timing. Some players, I think Papier included, would have the contingency plan for most disguises with consume poison, and Portman would be one of them, but that would probably start with restaurant or morgue and a much earlier bodyguard grab into the next steps. I suppose I've seen something newish recently. I think if you corner the bodyguard in the door in Yuki's suite, then you have free access inside. That can speed things up, but I don't think it would be quick enough for this.
I mean, he's going for it. He's got, I would say, what? Under a minute and a half before she ends up drinking it.
Not checking the timings for a long time. I would say it's a 2:35 to 2:55. So yeah. As you said, it's.
I was thinking 2:30-ish. So obviously now you want to grab a patient disguise, and this one's really easy. I was surprised I never saw anybody take this patient disguise. I just did it one day, and I was like I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Yeah. All you need is a suit or a patient, and they'll follow you. Hopefully.
Eventually, yeah, it's gonna be quite long, and now it's closing in on 2 minutes. Yuki will be inside the suit.
He's wanting to not poison the drink first in case he's not able to get Portman fast enough, because that would be a rip. But going for the drink second means you've got both Yuki and one of her bodyguards that enforces your disguise.
Yeah, now it doesn't seem as viable to get the bottle at least. Of course, it can still mean that his next step is towards the restaurant. And indeed, he takes a left there. But it's minutes, of course, until that happens, until the kill happens at least. Carefully stopping there because it's a trespassing area for those 2 steps, and players can get ripped, and I think he would get ripped if the chef is like looking directly at him.
I wonder what he's looking for. I mean, I would assume it's a guard cycle. But that guard shouldn't really ever turn the face this way. You just want to be able to get this and then a distraction. Chef.
Yeah, now it's nicely set up. I'm not exactly sure where Yuki would turn around on her cycle, but I think it's going to be the full sauna excursion before back to the restaurant, so looking at a 6-minute-ish kill.
A good idea to hide this guy, because that roaming gardener can see this body occasionally. And even the chief surgeon can as well, surprisingly.
Oh, the part of his cycle when I guess he's looking towards here for, I guess, smoking or something. Yeah, that's kind of annoying there as well.
This guy's gonna stay on the stairs, however, and to activate the sushi lure here.
So I think the disguise is, yeah, right outside the door, but it's very lenient. It could have been the event security as well. Papi would have enough time to grab that. Now it's just the waiting game as Mehdi is getting back into Hokkaido. He's had a couple early restarts, doesn't exactly have the perfect way down, or didn't used to have until now, but with 50 seconds he will get the bodyguard and securing the area of disguise for good in a more enclosed area that is the morgue.
And I haven't seen the recent research papers on the sushi lure for Yuki, so I don't know exactly how long it's going to take her to get here. But there she is.
It's much better than I expected as well. I suppose it is stronger than I would have predicted, at least the lure.
Yeah, and now should have no issues, assuming she doesn't break this. He should have the time to get back. She has a really long animation here because she has to finish eating before she gets poisoned. Unlike a lot of other kills.
Must just be
now that she's already eaten it, so I think he'll be fine. Just have to wait for a while.
Yeah, and just as a preemptive IOI moment, of course the patch was yesterday, and look, that's an early kill, because I was gonna say that something must have changed about poison kills. Injected poison is revamped totally, but now apparently the consumed poison timings change a little. Yuki would die much further outside the restaurant, near the door. But that's a much earlier kill there, and Papi is just 1 kill away from tying this up. The duck.
Cute little ducky. And hopefully that's in a good enough spot here.
I haven't seen duck kill there before. But if
usually I think I use a micro remote, so it should be about the same.
Yeah, and anything but the C-Force and the Reacher, of course, is in similar category. I think I did see another research paper where the micro is just a bit smaller, and definitely have experienced failing a lot of explosive kills there.
It has a weird radius for sure. So it seems like we're likely to take a decider here.
Delay. There's the kill. No non-target kill or KO by the duck. It's nice and precise throw, and sub 7 for this sort of backward spin, which required a uncommon lure for Yuki, but that's first try taking Sgáil and first try taking Hokkaido, so all even, and a Sapienza decider it is. Which is always nice to see, of course. 3 maps is always what we want as neutrals, and I think the last couple of days have definitely had more deciders. I can see now 2, 6, 8 of them, so this should be the 9th one in 23 matches. But
right. Sapienza is our decider. I'm sure Papier's happy about that. Able to pick that one out at the end. And item bans and deciders are again done independently, which means they might both ban the same thing, and that'll just be how it is.
Potential is there for the double EMP ban, although looking at this match, I wouldn't even predict one EMP ban, to be honest. I guess we will see. No time limit, so we could be here for an infinite amount of time, but none of the maps. I guess the Old Haven would be, under some conditions, a nightmare to get stuck in. Sapienza shouldn't be one of them.
Yeah, let's get a timer going here.
There is the one EMP ban, but not 2. The snail would be the other one. Mehdi's
That was a snail ban from Mehdi for sure.
not a trademark ban, but he's done it often enough to be easy to associate with him. Nice and even match so far. Both players very comfortable on their own map pick, and also proving to be a good strategic choice after the 2 bans, because they definitely looked better than their opponents. So now with Sapienza being technically a Papierfresse choice from the last 2 maps, of course it can't really be said that either players really wanted this. Papier though definitely did have the world record in RR, but I think it is still the case from the last World Championship. Just
more importantly, we have Mehdi flexing his sniper rifle.
Flexing the fact that he's playing Elusive Target Arcade. Or just cheating. One of the 2.
Yeah, I could not be made to play that mode if I were tied down and forced to.
I couldn't for a reskin, but maybe, just maybe one day they want to put something interesting behind 3 restricted elusive targets.
The sword has a rainbow on it. It's so cool.
Then let's make it a condition and mandatory.
Listen, at least we finally got our concealable LAD SMG, which you can't actually bring with you.
It's almost working now. Now it's just a couple patches away and it will be functional.
Apparently Mando is saying that that's a ghost reskin. I did not know that. I thought it was a regular 300 reskin. It looks like a regular 300 reskin. But if it is a ghost reskin, that means it would kill the hazmat guy through the virus if you use that to shoot the virus. Just make sure your aim is very particular there.
Well, I guess we will see that at the end of this spin, hopefully from both players, but the decider spin is here, Chris, if you want to run it down.
Yeah, but a bit of another annoying one. It's injected poison as the butler for Silvio. SMG is private detective for Franny. So 2 unique disguises here. SMG, obviously very easy to just bring in. An injected poison is fine, given that Silvio is going to be on call with the observatory anyways.
And looking all right as far as the loadout is concerned. EMP, of course, banned, but that just gives more opportunity for the silence pistols and the calmers, and Papi is in first thanks to console, or like yeah, console versus PC. But
and yeah, 2 main square starts, so presumably going for the private detective and an immediate replan for Mehdi, so maybe never mind.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of time there.
Didn't bring in a silenced SMG, but also now has his Trank in a smuggle rather than on his case. Item bans were snail and EMP.
It is still main square start, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, curious about the detour there, as Papir gets a very crucial first try on the detective, and it's smooth sailing now to 230 Francesca, and with the SMG can even take a shortcut through the door, like the Rocco sister door.
You've got to imagine, on a map like Sapienza, where the isolations are free, and it's kind of all about getting the disguises and the kill methods, you would imagine that Papier would have all of these disguise grabs down really well, so I would think we'll see something pretty consistent for the Butler as well, which is probably the weirdest disguise grab, I would say, on Sapienza. It's the one that messes with me a little bit when I see it in spins.
None of the grabs feel that natural there. I think the Chandler and the Seeker, and I guess the turn around everyone and Calmer in the middle of the room, none of them feel that great. Oh, Papier though with restarts, trying to get through the kitchen.
Yeah, extended illegal action on that bullet panic there, as they saw the throne distraction.
And after all this, the replans versus the one restart, it is virtually tied. And both doing the exact same thing in bumping the blue shirt lady. Delay her just enough so that when the first lady comes by, then there's a long enough window for the Trank animation to finish that long Trank animation. But for Papier, the first lady turns around and sees the body, suspicion meter going on, and then feels at the very last second.
He was definitely cheated out of that one, but I mean, Mehdi seems to be knows to do pretty much the exact same thing here. He's gotten away with it.
Just shot with the Trank too close to the lady, but didn't see the other side. I guess that could have been very close on both sides. Mehdi with a 50-second lead and that one disguise grab, and he will do the shortcut. Going through ICA safe highs, you can also make 230, and if Mehdi ends up waiting there, then of course it's a non-action, but still important to say.
And hopefully Mehdi doesn't have the same troubles moving through the kitchen.
Grabbing the fire extinguisher. Suspicion meter getting a bit quick there. But looking good for that 2.5 minute mark, turning around the guard as well. And yeah, we have a very unique situation with Mehdi. His country doesn't allow Twitch streaming, or any streaming for that matter. But he has found workaround, and well, he is on Twitch just through other shenanigans, and not we don't see, of course, the game itself, but he's capturing his television, and after admins have deemed it well good enough for admining, because we of course have to know the specifics of the kills, but that has been cleared, and Mehdi can stream through his television. As Papir with another Red Guns combat. Lots of panic there, just cannot get it through.
Yeah, that was a really long delay after the panic for him to get spotted there. I don't know what happened with that. I didn't think he was carrying any weapons visibly, but Either way, we see Mehdi gets the first kill. SMG is private detective on Franny.
Yeah, can't really think.
Oh, I think he's got the equip bug.
Who wants to turn around the car?
He's gonna gun flash this guy. He doesn't. That was in. What was that? The guard watched the item fly through the air and then just turned and stared at it. I've not seen that before.
It's like, I guess legacy guards are just immune to distractions and will try their hardest not to get the question mark, because that's how it felt.
His whole torso just kind of rotated there. And, yeah, he's got a mansion security disguise. Of course, sniper is still an illegal weapon, so he could gun flash if he's not careful.
And then next objective is grabbing the butler disguise. He wants melee items, so it's probably going to be a chain of at least 2 throws into this living room-ish. I'm not exactly sure about the villa terms, but not a straightforward grab with this maid nearby, and another guard is bringing through a briefcase. Apparently it's all very exciting in Sapienza today. Papier's very panic-heavy approach will give him the green guns exiting the kitchen, and 155 he is now cleared to get Franny kill in half a minute. But of course it's still a 2-minute lead to Mehdi, who is now held back quite a bit by whatever's happened in this room. And this is a place where at least one mansion staff can go to the kitchen, so it's a good idea to drag her around the corner. I'm not sure if that was all the way fine. But Mehdi with the correct 2-part chain and the crowbar should be his last disguise for this match. If no one comes through this door.
Yeah, and he's 1 observatory panel shot and 2 hopefully not broken KOs away from being mostly done with the map here.
Yeah, and then whatever can happen down in the lab. Yeah, I guess we can add the precise ghost shot on the virus, because I don't think it's going to be stalactite at this point, and he should be familiar enough with his sniper properties, so should be close now. Papi with the first kill, but still minutes behind, and I think this is a quicker butler grab, at least a quicker isolation on the maid. Kind of risky with the corner subdue there, but gets it done, and now just the butler to go. There may be some scenarios where if Papi has shot the panel already, then he's theoretically not too far away from Mehdi, but I don't think that's the case, and there's further delays for Papier. He has 2 chunks still, but it's a very risky spot to shoot the butler just yet, and eventually he does come in. It's a nice surprise for him. Mehdi with some fancy isolations. I'm not sure if that's back of his head action. Gets the kill, but still 1 guard to take care of it. I think the last subdue will do it. Kind of scary, but Mehdi gets it. Now just has to wait for the guard to leave the area, but he does, and now it's just the virus to go.
Yeah, I would say that was quite unorthodox, but it was still pretty nicely executed. And he's got 18 bullets left in this sniper to try and hit the virus, most likely.
Let's hope it's not gonna count down to the last ones.
Maybe grabbing the guard disguise for safety here.
Lose that way. The advantage melts a bit more, but Mehdi is just so close to the finish now. We cannot see anything regarding the virus. I hope he can. And the very bottom of the virus for the green gun kill.
He knows where to take the shot, and it looks like he's got it. Very nicely done there.
And very good idea to change into that guard, because there were some issues with the drop, but no one finds him and exits green guns, and with no photo finish, this is the end of the match. Papier clutches out the second kill, but will be a minute to a minute and a half short.
Yeah, exactly 8 minutes in-game time. Looks like it'll take it. It'll be a 2-1 win here for Mehdi on Undersider. Let me go ahead. Update tournament. And should be good now.
I guess we can check the end of the run from Papier if he gets the green gun finish there. Very close match, and just comes down to one more restart on Papier's side. Was definitely quicker in planning, in loading, and goes without saying, but just that kitchen proving to be a problem, and now the SMG shot on the virus before someone is killed. Can Papier get it? Can he get it? Sorry. No, he has to go stalactite. Oh, so unfortunate for him. And that should be the end of the run. So, bracket time. And we can now see that the round 4 field is now finished, at least in the losers bracket. Well, both brackets obviously, because the winners bracket final is set and is now scheduled to be in 2 days. Mendo versus Giannini. Mika versus myself was the first loser bracket round 4 match, and the other one is now Mehdi faces ChrisX3 for the top 4 spot.
Yeah, and I think that one's not going to end up happening until tomorrow, based on my previous conversation with Mehdi. And then I'm sure me and you, if I win, or him and you, would be able to work out a pretty easy time after that.
Yeah, shouldn't be a problem. So this is the one and only match for Wednesday. We have Thursday, Friday, and for emergency matters, still Saturday, before the Sunday, the 31st final of Rivals Pro to end July and end the summer roadmap. So without that, I won't show the upcoming matches tab. We just ran it down and expect it in the next day. Chris versus Mehdi will be the next match. Any takeaways from this match, Chris?
It was a really solid performance from Mehdi. I mean, Papier has come a long way since he started playing Roulette. He's, I don't know, I would say him and Frote are kind of the two that have like Sapienza as one of their main maps. So, really solid performance there at the end to be able to take it away from him. But yeah, see more from Mehdi in the near future. Hopefully I can win a second time, but you know, seeing that play, it's kind of hard to call that.
I do remember his message after his first match, which apparently was against you then, that he was nervous and that he got better with nerves through these matches, and he's definitely getting better results, and should be a very exciting rematch for that in the loser bracket round 4 as we wrap up the tournament. But yeah, not too many matches to go, and still a good amount of time left, but obviously that still means about a round per match on average. So definitely be seeing you for more Rivals Pro action very soon. Thank you all for watching. GG's to the players, congrats to Mehdi as well, and thank you Chris for adminning and co-casting with me, and we will see you guys for the next match real soon.